I've been a fan of Apple's MacBook Pro for years now, for various reasons ranging from the excellent build quality to the macOS software, and it isn't very common for a Windows laptop to make me disappointed in my MacBook Pro, but that's exactly what happened with the brand new 2020 Razer Blade Stealth 13. So in this video, I'm going to take a look at this laptop from a MacBook user's point of view, since that's what I own and I love. And so far, I'm really impressed. From the first time I unboxed this new Razer laptop, I noticed that the build quality felt very similar to the MacBook Pro, thanks to the all-metal design, which is very solid. My only issue with it is the black finish, which is such a fingerprint magnet that I've given up on trying to keep it looking clean. But I absolutely love the one-handed open hinge, which is something I really enjoy about my MacBook, so good job Razer. You nailed it on the build quality front. And to make it even better, it supports Windows Hello, so it logs you in as soon as you open it. No need to enter a password or touch the fingerprint sensor like the MacBook Pro forces you to do. Now with the Razer's display open, the keyboard and trackpad layout looks almost identical to the MacBook Pro, and I honestly love that about it since it feels so familiar. As far as the keyboard, I like the keyboard feel better on the Razer, since it seems to have more key travel and a good amount of feedback as well. And one thing that I really don't like on the MacBook Pro is the touch bar. I really wish Apple never released it because the function keys on the Blade Stealth are so much better. And it's also nice to see that the Razer gives us customizable RGB keyboard backlighting as well. As for the trackpad, I'm happy to see Razer using up all of the space available instead of making it smaller. But going from a force touch trackpad on the MacBook to a traditional diving board style kind of sucks, but it's still better than a lot of other Windows laptops. And I fully understand that Apple has patented the Force Touch trackpad, so Razer's doing the best with what they've got. Now when I compared the speakers between them, the MacBook Pro was the clear winner in terms of sound quality. However, the Razer packed just as much volume, which is very important to me when I'm watching shows or YouTube videos. So here's a short clip so you can hear it for yourself. As far as the ports, the Razer gives you the best of both worlds compared to the MacBook Pro, which strictly gives you 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports to work with. The Razer actually gives you 2 USB-A ports and 2 USB-C ports, one of which supports Thunderbolt 3, and I find that to be the perfect combination for any situation. Now finally getting into the display, this is where I found a major downside, but also a huge upside. The downside is that the display has a massive chin or bottom bezel, thanks to Razer choosing to stick to a 16:9 aspect ratio. And once you see this chin, you can't unsee it, and it bothers me every time I look at it. But what I'm very happy about is the freedom Razer gave us to choose the display we want. If you want a premium ultrabook, but you want to save some money, you can get the standard 1080p display. And if you're a gamer, you can choose the 120Hz display to take advantage of high frame rate gaming thanks to that dedicated GTX 1650 Ti graphics card, which I'll get into in a moment. And if you're a creative professional, you can buy the 4K display with excellent quality for things like photo and video editing. And it even comes with touchscreen support. This makes the Razer Blade Stealth perfect for those 3 markets. So while the large bottom bezel is a bit disappointing, Razer nailed the display options. And with that, let's get into performance. I'm happy to see that this laptop comes loaded with up-to-date specs like Intel's 10th Gen i7 processor, Wi-Fi 6, 16GB of RAM, and the most important part that makes this laptop great, the dedicated 1650 Ti graphics card. This is something you simply can't get on any 13-inch MacBook, so getting such a good card in an $1,800 premium ultrabook is impressive. Just look at the difference in graphics performance compared to Apple's 2020 13-inch MacBook Pro, and it's all thanks to the dedicated graphics. It even beat out the 16-inch MacBook Pro in terms of the Unigine Heaven gaming benchmark. So I decided to do some gaming on the Razer, and I was surprised to see that I got a pretty smooth and consistent 50 to 60 FPS while playing Call of Duty Warzone, and that's great for a laptop this thin and portable. The only downside was that there was a bit of coil whine in the fan noise, which did get annoying, but I'm sure that it won't bother gamers much if they're using headphones. And on the flip side, for creative professional work, the Razer didn't score as well as the MacBook Pro, but it still performed decently well, so for something like video editing, it'll do great. I was also very happy to see that the Blade Stealth came with an extremely fast SSD, which was faster than the one on the MacBook Pro, which is unusual since MacBooks used to come with much faster SSDs, so good job Razer. Basically, with everything I said going into account, if you don't have a software preference and you could go with either Windows or Mac OS, then I would honestly say that the Razer Blade Stealth 13 is the better laptop. And the number one reason for that is the fact that you cannot get a dedicated graphics card on the 13-inch MacBook Pro. So that means you can't really game on it without buying an eGPU setup. And that's the reason why the small amount of gaming that I do happens on my iPhone, when it could have been on my MacBook Pro if it had more graphics power. So that's what makes the Razer so great, since you not only get great performance for gaming and creative professional work, but you also get a thin, light, and portable design, alongside excellent build quality, an awesome keyboard, and the freedom to choose the display you need based on what you do. So I think the mixture of all of that makes this Razer Blade Stealth worth it compared to cheaper Windows laptops. And I can say with certainty that if I wasn't attached to the wonderful and reliable macOS software that continues to make me favor my MacBook Pro, this is honestly the Windows laptop that I would buy, even despite the couple of downsides like the black finish and the massive bottom display bezel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and if this video helped you make a decision on which one to buy, we'll have links to both of these laptops down in the description below. And if you like this t-shirt, you can find it just below this video. Thanks for watching, and click that circle above to subscribe for more videos like this one.